Well, well, guys, as you can see, things did not go well the rest of that yesterday evening. Unfortunately, we have I did manage to catch a little piece of the action, but unfortunately, we I will say we took a bad beat, thinking that we still had our lay of hands. It looked like it was fine. We slammed the button. I had forgotten that I had used it earlier. The button looked like it was live again. I thought we had it, so I pushed to fight and then hit the button. Nothing happened. Decided to try to run, and unfortunately, it was too late. So we have cashed in our first of 9 lives, putting this down to 8 as part of the challenge. Yet again, we fell victim. Well, I say yet again, this is the first time we have died, but in the combat situation, we fell victim, unfortunately, to one of the ridiculous little crag chickens, I should say. Like I said, we thought we had the guy with the backup of our lay on hands, and things just did not go in our favor. So we have left our first little corpse upon the battlefield, and of course at this level it just kind of poofs away. So while you don't really worry about losing experience so much when you're this small, when you are in a challenge that is all about not cashing in your lives, you don't want to drop one early, which is exactly what I just did. Chalk it up to being overconfident, chalk it up to putting too much faith in the one little spell there for a paladin who hasn't even earned the rest of his spells yet. Say what you will, but either way, we have cashed in our first of hopefully not many lives on the challenge. We don't want to cash them all in the newbie zone because it won't be that big of an adventure at all. So we've grabbed all of our goodies. One thing that actually does kind of remind me, for people playing on Classic, haven't played on Classic, etc., is, when you leave a little body behind, you leave a little corpse behind, it's important to not take everything off of it if you're going to make any attempt to try to get, a res at some later point and try to get some of that experience back. Because as you just saw, like when you pull everything off, the body poofs. And we're going to pull that. I don't want to hold that there. I want to sell that. But the body poofs. If you don't leave something on the body, it will just kind of poof away like mine just did. And again, we're not really worried about it. We're knocking on the door to level 4. Like I said, again, we were hoping to finish out the night strong. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. We'll get back out there and do some more adventuring. Like I said, I was able to at least hammer the button down when I kind of caught myself unawares. But as we can see, the challenge gets more difficult already. But as I was saying, like I said, on these classic servers, if you need trying to get a res, if you're going to try to hold your body, you got to leave something on the body. You loot everything off of it, and it does just kind of poof away. So you need to keep that in mind. At the super lower levels, again, it's really just not that big of a deal. Technically, you could lose a level if you die right after you get one, but generally speaking, it's kind of not going to matter to size because you'll get it back so quick. But so here we go. So, haven't exactly put ourselves in a hole just yet, but we dropped way faster than I was hoping for. But we will press back on. We will hopefully pick up level 4 this evening, and we will go from there. Alright, guys. While I did manage to exactly miss it on catching the actual famous ding noise on my little camera there, we did just get the ding, picked up level 4. Managed to grab ourselves a little pile of skeletons. A couple more kind of spawn here as we were finishing up. We got a little pile of skeletons. Managed to pick up level 4. Of course, we managed to find another one of those neat little spots where sometimes you time things just right and things kind of run through and just kind of auto pull, especially when you're in a spot where you're just kind of handling them pretty easy. So we'll go back to town. We'll empty up these bags. So we managed to stay pretty good on the life total this time. We steered away from the chickens at all cost. Fortunately, I feel kind of bad, to be honest with you, because as we were going through, one section, we were fighting along, and somebody else caught the wrong end of one of those chickens. But unfortunately, he also had several goblins on him. I was already fighting something I was not going to risk dropping another death, so I felt kind of bad not jumping over to help him, but that chicken dispatched him relatively quickly, and I was not going to get in the way of that. But Pluses and minuses in this episode, of course. Literally the minuses, we lost one of our lives. The plus, of course, we picked up level 4. So that much closer to finally getting some spells. So we'll get all this stuff sold. Probably have to, we don't really have to hit a bank. I mean, our strength is pretty good as little dwarves, so we're not too worried about the cost of the coinage. And if we buy one thing, we'll kind of blast through the copper. But, again, not a bad spot to call it a night. Again, I wish it was with all 9 lives still intact. Probably not going to forgive myself for that for a while. But again, what I am trying to figure out on that one is I'll definitely have to keep tabs on the lay hands button, because I don't know whether it's like a UI glitch or maybe a game glitch. You know, the button was up when I tried to hit it, so again, I thought that I had it. But I'm going to have to kind of keep better mental track of the refresh of it. I had quite frankly forgotten, that I had used it, so when the button was up, I thought I was good to go. But life lessons. But until the next time, I hope everybody had a good time watching. I hope everybody mourned dreadfully for my first loss of life. But as always, if you like what we're doing here, if you enjoy what you're watching, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. And again, if for anybody who's running, the challenge themselves, let us know what combination you came up with, how you're handling the leveling. Did you modify it? Did you figure out anything new for the challenge yourself? You never know, we could take something cool, to have something new else and fun, and incorporate it into the challenge ourselves. But it's a good time to call it an evening. So until the next episode, we will see you guys next time.